Hello?
Oh, we got the effect on. That was kind of weird. Hi guys, what's going on? Happy Oktoberfest. We're here, we made it. It's almost October. Today we are celebrating Mags leaving the house for a weekend to go on his bachelor party. So I'll have the house to myself all weekend with the dogs, and I'll get to get some wedding stuff done and hopefully watch. All my friends at work keep telling me I need to watch the Love is Blind season that just came out. So, yes, happy Oktoberfest. I wore my orange because I'm feeling festive and fall. It's in the air, even though it's still 100 degrees outside. But yeah, so today we're bringing you a special episode of Oktoberfest related beers, 2 local and 1 specifically that is known as one of the 6 beers for Oktoberfest as one of their fest beers. So, a little bit of history on Oktoberfest. It actually was based off of, it wasn't necessarily called Oktoberfest when it happened. It was actually in 1810 a wedding for Ludwig I and Therese. When they got married, they invited all of Munich to go and celebrate their wedding with beer. And over the years, the celebratory items that they do have changed. So usually the mayor will tap a giant keg of beer and give the first glass to the prime minister president. And then at some point they had horse races, they have raves, they have beer halls. They generally had the main Marzen style beer, and now they have a lot more beers called the fest beers or fest style beers, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But so initially it was on October 12th, which was the actual wedding day. Now Oktoberfest, so they get better weather. They have better weather in September. Wow, that's a tongue twister. Mm-hmm. Better weather in September, so they actually started it in mid-September, and it usually ends either October 3rd or the first Sunday of October. So it was funny, when we were on our cruise, there was a trivia question on the beer, like it was like a beer and wine trivia or a liquor trivia something. One of the questions was, when does Oktoberfest occur? And it's in October, but someone said September because technically it's in both months. If you want to be technical, it's both months. It wasn't a trick question, it was October. So initially, for a wedding, I feel like beer is a great celebratory drink for any occasion, so a wedding being this one, and having the largest fall festival anywhere in the world. So maybe one day we'll get there. I know Kenny said that he wanted to go to Oktoberfest one year. Maybe we'll start in a smaller scale. We haven't been able to do anything Oktoberfest this year, I feel like. We totally missed it. We tried to get the Maple Branch beer steins. They sold out that first pre-sale, and then they sold out during Oktoberfest. I also got really sick on my bridal shower weekend, so I had a bad stomach bug, so we couldn't do an episode last week, which is why we're a little bit behind on episodes. I was able to tap our oatmeal stout, so I did try that. It's actually really good. I'm actually drinking it over here because we had food with it. So I'm drinking our oatmeal stout, delicious and cinnamon. But yeah, so babe, let's get into our beers. So we have 3 beers for you today. Again, 2 local and 1 actual Oktoberfest by law beer.
So the first one is going to be the Oktoberfest from Four Corners Brewery.
Cool.
So this beer is a 6.5 ABV and 15 IBUs.
Okay.
This is just your traditional Marzen. Brings a lot of rich malt flavors, mild hops, and lingering spices. It's very German influence with a Texas culture. So we'll see what that means.
Yeah, and I like it. It's got a little accordion on the front. I feel like just German style Oktoberfest colors are usually like that gold and blue and white plaid color. Generally for Oktoberfest, it's important as far as traditional Bavarian attire. Men wear lederhosen and women wear dirndls. So we actually had an Oktoberfest event over the weekend at the Trinity Park, and we were like, wow, there's a lot of traffic. I'm like, oh man, it's the Oktoberfest festival. And we totally forgot, and we just didn't have time. So looking at the Four Corners Oktoberfest style beer, it is going to be darker in color. Most Marzens are going to be more caramelized with deeper, darker kilned malts. So we're going to see more of like an amber lager color. So this one I would definitely say it's probably between 30, 35 SRMs if we were going to put that on the scale. Amber lager. So it may not necessarily taste like caramel flavors, but you just imagine it's going to have that kind of molasses undertones and background to the taste. So I've actually never had this one. I don't think I've had any 3 of these beers, so we're gonna have to add it to my Untapped today for sure. Let's see. So not very aromatic. You can smell a little bit of the malt. Yes, this one, it definitely can taste that caramelized flavor, and it hits you like right in the middle and the finish of the beer, but it's still very crisp. So for a lager, it's still light in flavor, but it does have those textures and that flavor of a deeper caramelized, roasty kind of flavor. Very subtle roasty flavor. Okay. I like it. It's good. I think it's kind of got almost like a honey flavor. Oh, where's my map? I put it in my backpack to discuss the flavors. So I love the color. What do you think?
That's really good.
Yeah,
It's
enjoy it.
not your typical Oktoberfest beer. It doesn't taste like a. I mean, it has a hint of it, but it's just like the can said. It has a different Texas flair to it.
Yeah, so we'll see what the next beer tastes like, and then compare it to the Rahr & Sons. Rahr & Sons is actually very heavily influenced by European roots, so German roots. So that should be interesting to taste that one.
Yeah.
Of the Oktoberfest beers I had Sam Adams, and then I had another one recently. Was it this year in Nevada, maybe? I did like both of them. For go-to, I would probably say I do Sam Adams if it's just an easier one to get. These two on the ends are probably going to be much harder to get outside of the season. Really Sam Adams also, but it's going to be on tap more than Four Corners or Rahr & Sons having their beers on tap for seasonal beers. So according to the 2015 Beer Judge Certification Program, Oktoberfest and Marzen beers are pretty much the same beer, but you cannot technically call beers outside of Munich Oktoberfest style beers. So it's really specific to Munich that those beers come from, or those beers are considered Oktoberfest beers. So just legal. It's laws. And I'm pretty sure that our second beer actually mentions they're like legality wise that it's called a specific fest beer. So let's see. So classic Marzen should be a little bit darker, a little richer, higher in alcohol than fest beers. So fest beers were actually created to be able to allow Oktoberfest people, festival folk, to drink more beer, enjoy more beer. So they actually made them so they can be lighter in color, easier to drink, lighter in alcohol, so you can drink more of those giant beer steins. So, and again, we're gonna have to start practicing our beer stein holds because we didn't even do it this year. I wonder what the records were this year for the female side, so I can start practicing. I'm just gonna hold a cup on this side the whole rest of the episode. And go. Okay, so I like this one. As far as ratings go, I'd probably give this one. It's nothing special. I feel like the caramelization is there. It's not overpowering. It's subtle. There is a little bit of, I would say, spice to it, but it's subtle. So someone who probably doesn't like spicy beers, like Mags, I would say this is probably a good, easy drink. So that Texas flair definitely helps with the flavoring for this one. So I'm going to give it a 3.75. I'm going for it. I like the can. I like the beer. We like the brewery. So going for it. 3.75. Yeah. So what about the next one, babe?
So the next one is that Oktoberfest beer from
Hofbrau?
Stotches Hofbrau Munich Brewery.
Cool.
It is a 6.3% ABV and a 23 IBU.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. I mean, we've never had this before.
Yeah, I've never had it. I'm actually going to check in the Oktoberfest now so I don't forget. If you're on Untapped, they're actually featuring an Oktoberfest collection of beer. I don't think it's a 12-pack. I think it's like a 24-pack. Oh, no, it is a 12-pack.
Way different.
Oh, yeah, so this is one of our fest beers from what I'm seeing on the bottle. So, again, this is more so a style to allow people to drink more beer while at Oktoberfest. But this is one of the...
No, but this is stronger.
Oh, well, at least in color, I guess. Or maybe they're like that color. I thought they were a little bit more golden and darker and amber color. Yeah, surprising me. So as far as the Six breweries that Munich breweries will serve on Oktoberfest or during the Oktoberfest season is from Augustiner, Hackershore, I think I'm saying that right, Hofbrau Munchen, Lowbrow, Paulaner, which you probably have had Paulaner. It's very common, in Spaten, which I think I've had Spaten. So I probably have had 2 of the 6, and now we'll have 3 of the 6. So bam, 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 bam. So 6.3%. It is lighter in color, so it's really
lighter in color,
interesting.
but it's
Stronger
in alcohol.
I was trying to decide. This actually smells like a skunky beer. It's almost like a Heineken in a brown bottle to me. What I just smelled, which I'm not mad at, because you guys know I like Heineken. So, yes, this definitely tastes like it would be a Heineken. Your general.
It smells
almost
like
tastes
a
like a
Heineken.
general lager.
Yeah, it smells like a Heineken.
It's really good. I like it.
If it tastes like a Heineken, it's not gonna be my fave.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that as one of the 6 breweries. So I actually really like that. I'm gonna give it a 4.
It's not that bad. It's a very light Heineken. It's not as bitter as a Heineken.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. So this is our Hofbrau Oktoberfest beer. So this is considered a fest beer. So you'll probably see it. So yes, this is Hofbrau Munchen. Hofbrau Munchen. Munich specialty brewed according to the German purity law. Very specific. Okay, cool. I was not expecting that to be that color. Definitely not. Was
Me
not
neither.
that
So
that
light.
SRM's is super light, golden in color. Okay. All right. We're ready on our last beer. What's our last beer, babe?
So the last one's gonna be the Oktoberfest from Rahr and Sons. So this beer is 6.7 ABV, 27 IBUs. So this is even stronger than the.
Yeah, I tried to go by alcohol
No,
content because I
yeah.
wasn't sure about the colors.
Well, we'll see. I've never had this before, so.
And isn't this one of their highly rated beers? Like this one's like one of the highest award-winning beers at Rahr and Sons, is from what I remember. So I'm kind of glad we got it. And so this is a Marzen lager.
So see, this is what Oktoberfest beer should look like, I guess.
Well, that's what we think it should look like. Oktoberfest. Oh yes, I feel like that's what it generally looks like.
Mhm.
Like whenever the ladies are all carrying the beers, it's so crazy how many they can carry at one time.
Whoa.
But that's pretty interesting to see, like the beer from Munich versus the beers that are from here.
Yeah.
We have this depiction of what we think beer should look like, and then it's definitely right off the beaten path. I was not expecting that at all.
Sounds like we need to make a trip too.
Yay! Well, we're gonna go to Germany. We're going to Germany, right?
I think so. I don't
Well,
know. We're going
yeah.
all over the place.
For our honeymoon, we're going to. No, you know what? Germany's so inward. I
No.
don't know that we're going to Germany.
We're going to all
Ireland.
the border towns.
Yeah, Netherlands, Ireland, Scotland, England, Liverpool, Wales, not Germany. So we'll have to make a
There's
trip
all the
just to
border
go to
towns.
Germany. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a trip just to go to Germany. I would love to do Oktoberfest in Germany next year. That could be our 1-year anniversary, even though it'll be next year.
Hmm.
Yay, yay! Okay, let's try it out. Let's see what this is about. I pulled it up on Untapped. So this one kind of smells like the Four Corners one. So molasses, malty. It's a Marzen lager, so. Color-wise, it's a little bit lighter. I can taste the alcohol content on this for sure. This one's a 6.7. It's not that much more than the Hofbrau, but I can definitely taste the difference. It's almost like this could have been a double or a triple IPA, and you could have fooled me with that. This is very boozy for me. I'm probably going to give this one a 3.25. It's a little too boozy for me. But I know it's a very highly recognized Oktoberfest beer, and just beer, highly awarded beer in general.
Pretty good.
I'm sure I would like it. I'm just not. I haven't been drinking boozy beer. It reminds me of a beer that would be sitting in like whiskey barrels almost.
No.
Because of the alcohol content, but it might just be me. It might just be me. Because I haven't drinking that in a while. Drink that. Yes, I'm sticking with 3.25. Sorry, Rahr and Sons. I do like it. I think it's worth trying. And I really haven't had a lot of exposure to darker beers or Oktoberfest beers in general. I remember one time when I used to live in Florida, you know how they have a Bacardi or sorry, they have a Corona. Is it Corona? And you put a shot of Bacardi Limon in it. Have you ever done that? A Corona.
No.
You get a Corona and you put a shot of Bacardi Limon in it. And so I was like, well, I want to do something different. It's fall. I'm gonna get a pumpkin beer and put a shot of Patron in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the worst idea I've ever had. I totally did not survive the evening after doing that. But yes, pumpkin beer I've had pretty often back in the day. Even when I was a wee little one drinking beer and trying to learn beer and such, I liked pumpkin beer back then, Shipyard. But I never really had Oktoberfest beer, so Marzen was a new style for me really in the last year or so, I would say, if not 3 years. But great to try them out. We learned something new about Oktoberfest. Hope for the best. Maybe there's still another week of Oktoberfest, so maybe we can try a couple more Oktoberfest beers before it's over. Thank you for Total Wine for having a nice seasonal variety of Oktoberfest beers. Next week, because we are now in fall, we're actually going to do a pumpkin-themed episode as well, so we'll do pumpkin-themed beers next week. So look forward to that. Mags is going on his bachelor party. I'll be on my bachelorette party next week. And, you know, the wedding is coming. We are like 40-ish days away from our wedding. The stress is happening. I got a pimple, and it's like really bad right now. But, you know. But I guess that's it for today's episode. We were really efficient today.
It was pretty quick.
Pretty quick. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you watch us and all of our other episodes and shorts on YouTube. Subscribe so you know when we're posting videos. Make sure you tune into TikTok and Instagram so you know what we're doing in between that. There's a lot of events coming up. There's going to be the little big beer, what is it? The little beer fest or something coming up. I forget what it's called. The Big D Little Beer Fest, something like that. There's a beer fest coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a small one. It's a small one. I think it's just because I'm a smaller city. But thank you guys again so much. We'll see you next week for some pumpkin beers. But final thoughts, babe?
Well, I mean, they're all good. I think my favorite one from here would be the Four Corner one. That was very delicious.
I really liked the Hofbrau. I liked the Four Corner one, but I think the Hofbrau for sure, hands down for me for this episode. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks again for tuning in on another episode of Beer Me Dr. V, where it's never refilled too soon. Until next time, I'm Dr. V.
And Mag.
We'll see you guys later. Cheers. Pro.